Alright, what up, guys? So, yeah. Let me bring our vacuum chamber into frame here. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. So, this is the vacuum chamber. Basically, there's a seal here. You do that, and then there's this little clip that you put there that stops the air from coming out. And then you pull this thing back. So the first experiment we're going to do with this today is we're going to put this balloon in, squish it to the very top, and we're going to place it down. We're going to try it with an even smaller balloon in a minute. But I'm going to zoom in on the camera. I want you guys to watch what happens to the balloon. Alright, here we go. See the balloon now? It is all stretched out. All stretched. Literally. Like, wow. So, that is experiment 1. Balloons. There's actually an experiment that the Tinker Crate comes with called Jingle Bell Rock. And it has something to do with a jingle bell. So we're going to try that. Now, I want you guys to watch what happens to the balloon. I'm going to release the valve. The balloon just shrinks right back up. And it's normal again. Now, if you guys have ever been to Walt Disney World in Orlando, they have these big white balloons with Mickey balloons inside of them. And you're like, whoa, how did that happen? They actually have a vacuum chamber that they spread the balloon opening. They spread the balloon opening around like a bottle cap, if the bottle was the vacuum chamber. And then they suck the air out of it and can put stuff in it. And then they close it off, and there's stuff inside of that balloon. So, you guys can hear that, right? Still ringing, right? I'm going to seal off our pressure release valve. That way none of the air can come back in until we're ready. I'm going to begin to suck all of the air out. Now something isn't quite right here because let me get my arms in the way of the camera. Oh, here we go. It gets harder and harder to pull. So, hear how there's no jingle sound? That's because in a vacuum, there's no vibration. And sound travels in sound waves or vibration waves. That's how our voice works. Our voice box vibrates and it comes out as sounds. Because there's no like waves, there's an actual explanation of it here. The jingle bell doesn't ring in the vacuum because there is no air. If there's no air, then vibrations can't travel through anything. So there's no way for sound to be heard. That's why people can't yell in space, even if they could breathe. So, I'm going to come around here. And I'm going to release the pressure. It jingles again. Now, this last experiment is one of my own, one that I came up with. So I have a cup of water here, and I'm actually going to zoom the camera this time. Because you guys are going to want to see what happens here. Okay, so we are super zoomed. I have a cup of water. I'm actually going to go pour some of it out. Now, the other two experiments we did were made by the Tinker Crate company. This one is my very own. Now, because you have to be so careful when working with water in this kind of vacuum chamber, because if you spill it, then it goes through your whole entire system. And we really do not want that. Alright. Seal has been made. Now I want you guys to watch carefully what happens to the water. I'm hoping I'll get a better result than I did the last time. It took a fair amount of pumping to get there. I'm just letting you guys know. There is a lot of air in this vacuum chamber currently. So, you guys might be able to see bubbles forming on the surface of our little beaker. That is because the vacuum chamber is extracting all of the little tiny air bubbles out of our water. But it can't actually float to the surface because there's no air. So, I'm going to get as much air out of there as I can. We're going to see if we get the result that I'm hoping for. Alright, so, let's stop for a moment. You guys can't really see it because you guys don't have that great of a view. But there are bubbles on the bottom of the glass and on the walls where the water is touching the glass. Now that makes a difference. Let's keep pumping the air out of this chamber and see if we get an even better result. I'm still going, by the way. There's still air left in here that I have not drawn out. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but the bubbles are actually getting bigger. It is really hard to pull, by the way. The bubbles are getting bigger and taller. And they're growing. Now this is a smaller amount of water than in previous tests. But they're huge bubbles. There's one on the surface. If I can... Yeah, I eliminated that one. I'm still going, trying to get this water to do its thing. So I don't think our vacuum is strong enough, but water will actually boil in a vacuum chamber. That's what some of the bubbles are. Like I just said, our vacuum is not strong enough. But if it was slightly stronger, we would have boiling water about now. I'm going to try to get stronger. There's still no spontaneous bubbling like boiling water has, but I mean there's some.
Have you in fact used it a couple of times without putting more water in?
No.
So did you take that little thing out and put more water in? Let's try it. If you put more water in there, my guess is it will work.
Breaking the seal.
Because every time you pumped it up, it sucked air out of it.
It's not even warm either.
Well,
Thinking it sucks boiling water.
this is hot. The pump is hot. Believe it or not.
Alright, I added about double the water.
Alright.
So
Experiment time, experiment time.
Hate it. Alright. Take two. We're not worrying about video length. There are already bubbles forming. Bubbles forming on the outside wall. It's a little weird. Let me take a shot at it. It's working the way it's supposed to. No connections are...
I found something.
What?
Okay,
Should I break the vacuum seal?
yes. Let's open the vacuum seal.
Breaking seal. Oh man, that is a strong vacuum.
Yes, it was. It was huge. And I'm noticing something on the paper.
Did we maybe skip a step?
No, I think this one has got to go the other way. See, they're both supposed to have the same... Oh, they are. They do. I saw one of them that was different.
I'm gonna go add a bit of food color to our water. Make it interesting.
That's weird. Okay, so it says, pull the syringe, it should draw the air in from the left side, which it's doing, right? Exactly the right thing. Somehow it's still not working the way it's supposed to. It worked perfectly for the balloons. I'm not sure why the water is not working.
All right.
Hold on. Where's your little beaker?
Oh, right here. A little beaker full of fresh water.
Fresh water.
Red.
Oh, red water. Oh, you're doing red water now? Let it
I'm just
go.
gonna do a little demonstration of about what would happen to your blood in space if we weren't in the International Space Station.
Shouldn't there be something that makes this easier for you?
Oh, I'm not supposed to do water in here. I'm just...
No, what I said is, got this stuff on the outside. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're putting water in something, right?
Yep, in the beaker.
In the beaker.
Although, while we figure out our issue, I'm gonna try it in here.
Okay.
So just imagine that as a little drop of blood.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get a boiling reaction out of this. So far, nothing.
Oh, it's really tight.
Might be having some technical difficulties. Well, that's a technical difficulty.
Yep.
Our pump just broke.
Well, this can be fixed. It looks like there's a break in the hose over here.
Oh. That would be an issue.
Yes, because it looks like it's coming out the side. So I'm gonna make a suggestion. I think it's. Oh no! I got this spilled
You
all
spilled
the whole
blood.
thing. Oh no! The blood's all over the place. Oh gosh.
Alright, well,
So-
I'm gonna end the video here.
Okay. I can tell you. I know what the problem has been.
Okay.